Hi everyone. Let's discuss the phase 2 questions that were asked in RBI Grade B exam 2023. The exam was conducted on Sunday, yesterday 30th July. Okay, so let's get started with the discussion. ऐसे जैसे आपको already I hope पता ही होगा, the finance and management paper was held in the first shift, that is the morning shift. So finance and management के 2 markers आते हैं सबसे पहले. Then we have 1 markers of finance and management. Then we have descriptive. Then we get a break of around 45 minutes. After the break, ESI section was conducted in the afternoon shift or the evening shift. ESI के 2 marker questions first, then 1 marker questions, then ESI का descriptive. Without any break, English is conducted, English descriptive. You have Prezi, comprehensive and essay writing in English. Okay. So today I am going to start with the finance questions and Parul ma'am will take over for the management questions. Okay. Finance and management, like I said, shift 1 mein aaya tha. It was very easy. It was very, very easy. Just give me a thumbs up if I am visible and audible. Okay. So yes, finance and management section was very, very easy. All the questions were taught to you in your exam, in your course, right? So RBI 247 session से ज़्यादा questions नहीं आए हैं. However, there was a descriptive question on report of RBI. Okay. So finance current affairs से इस बार कम question आए हैं, static से ज़्यादा आए हैं. That makes the exam all the more easier. Let's get started with the questions of finance. The first question, this is a 1 marker question. So we have 1 marker question first and then 2 marker questions. So the first question is about NABFIT, Development Financial Institute है. It has been taught to you a lot of times. NABFIT Act 2021 has been set up as NABFIT has been set up as a development financial institute to support the development of which part of the economy? For which part of the economy is this institute set up? The answer is B, infrastructure. It is very easy. Let me tell you something. सारे options जो थे बहुत different थे. So even if you had not read, you could have answered it because ऐसा नहीं था. The options were very close. Everybody was getting confused. Options काफी अलग थे. And you'll get to know in a couple of questions after this also. The next question we have for you is, accountancy का question था. It was added in the syllabus and there was just one question which was again very easy. Calculate the return on asset if income is 100 lakh and asset size is rupees 500 lakh. Asset size of the previous year पूछा हुआ था आपसे. Okay. So the answer here is very easy. Return on asset का formula आपको पता होना चाहिए. That is income upon the asset, right? That will give you the return on asset. कि asset पे आपको कितना return आया है company को या organization को. The answer here is 20. Very easy. Doable question. सिर्फ return on asset का एक ही accountancy का question था. Okay, the third question, what is the maximum limit that a resident individual can freely remit per financial year under the LRS scheme? LRS scheme बहुत ज़्यादा news में थी. It has been taught to you in your sessions a lot of times. बहुत बार, कम से कम 100 बार ये discuss हो चुका है LRS scheme. And the correct answer here is, okay, तो इसमें मैं 2 बात बता दूँ. The options had USD and rupees. That was one thing, वो confusing हो सकती है, but सबको पता ही होना चाहिए because LRS scheme was taught to you a lot of times and it was also very important. The second thing, there were no commas in the options, right? So you had to count. अब इतनी सी screen में आपको count करना है कि कितने zeros हैं. That would have made you do the wrong question. So दो चीजें confusing थी. It was rupees 25,000 and USD 25,000, and then you had to calculate कि कितने zeros हैं इसमें. So the correct answer here is A, USD 2,50,000. Okay. This was about LRS, a very easy question again. So अभी तक 3 questions हमने देखे हैं. All of them are very easy. Let's look at the fourth question. Which of the following is an example of alternative source of finance? Again, a very easy question. Alternative source of finance. इसका मतलब एक alternative source of finance होगा और बाकी सारे direct source of finance होगा, right? So here the correct option is forfeiting because बाकी सारे options were direct sources of finance. किसी organization को, किसी company को कैसे वो finance ले सकती है? Bank loan लेके, credit लेके, market से पैसा लेके. But alternatively वो किससे लेती है? Forfeiting करके. So again, a very easy question. The options were not at all even close. They were very different. So identification was the correct answer, was also very easy. Also, if you look at the questions were exactly like this. ऐसा नहीं था कि पहले alternative source of finance को explain करा हुआ है. So the 1 marker questions were not lengthy at all. They were 1-liner questions and बिल्कुल उनके options थे straightforward questions थे. कोई घूमे हुए questions नहीं थे. Everything was straightforward. Question number 5. Which of the following is a type of non-tax revenue? Again, a very easy question. Non-tax revenue. इसका मतलब एक option non-tax revenue का होगा and all the other options will be related to tax revenue. Okay. So, tax revenue for the government. So, the correct answer here will be interest income for the government, the revenue, right? So, other options were income tax, custom duties, GST, excise duty. These are all tax sources, government ki tax revenue sources. Only one, that is interest, was non-tax source of income for the government. Okay, now another 6th question. So 6th question we have for you is from finance 1 marker questions. This question, Mr. A has taken a loan of rupees 25,000 from Mr. B, which is payable after 3 months. ठीक है. Mr. B has to give rupees 25,000 to Mr. X exactly after 3 months only. Instead of repaying to him, Mr. B has asked Mr. A to give this money directly to Mr. X. I hope concept समझ आ रहा होगा. There is Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. A, Mr. B and Mr. C. Okay, there is Mr. A, B and C, X. Okay, Mr. A ने B को पैसे देने हैं 25,000 and B ने X को देने हैं after 3 months. So B said to A that give directly to him and for this उन्होंने एक instrument sign करा है. He made an instrument. What was this instrument? Is it a check? No. Is it a promissory note? क्यों? क्योंकि B ने बनाया है, A ने promise नहीं करा. The correct answer here will be it is a bill of exchange. Certificate of deposits भी नहीं होगा and commercial papers भी नहीं होगा. Again a very easy question. Identify आप वैसे ही कर सकते हो. So these basics are taught in class 12 to commerce students and उसके बाद these are the very basic things which you study before joining the course as well. जब course आप join करते हैं, these are the very basic things जो आपको money market instruments में समझाया जाता है, right? So as you can see, a lot of questions were very easy. एक दो questions थोड़े से difficult हो सकते हैं, but they were also doable. ऐसा नहीं था कि कोई question नहीं आता होगा. 1 markers, all the questions were very easy, but you should have studied for it. ऐसे बिना पढ़े तो नहीं होगा कुछ भी, but they were very easy. Let us look at the 2 marker questions. 2 markers का pattern ऐसा था. Let me just explain you the pattern quickly. So there were 5 questions and 5 questions based on 1 paragraph and then another 5 questions based on the second paragraph. ठीक है? This is about finance. Similarly, management में भी यही था. These 5 questions, 2 markers each gives you 10 marks. These 5 questions, 2 marker each gives you 10 marks. तो ऐसे 20 marks जो थे from finance, 2 markers की बात कर रही हूँ मैं. Okay, and then 10 markers question में से भी 5 questions थे, right? So ऐसे करके 25 marks were from finance section out of the total 50, right? So this was the pattern. 2 markers का pattern I hope आपको समझ आ गया होगा. 1 paragraph was given and based on the paragraph 5 questions were asked and then another pattern was given based on that 5 questions were asked. Okay. Now let us look at the paragraph. This was the paragraph. The government initiated X scheme in August 2014 to provide universal banking services for every unbanked household based on the guiding principle of banking the unbanked, securing the unsecured, funding the unfunded and servicing the unserved and the underserved. The PMJJBY is a government banked life insurance scheme in India. In order to avail the benefits offered by the Pradhanmantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana policy, it is mandatory to link your bank account to the participatory bank account, right? Yes, to link your Aadhaar card to the participatory bank account. I apologize, it is linking your Aadhaar card to the participatory bank account. Okay, so this was the paragraph. The entire paragraph talks about a scheme X, then it talks about PMJJBY, and then 5 questions were asked. Let us have a look at the 5 questions. Ab ye question, you might be thinking this question is related to schemes. Why is it asked? It is because first statement mein aapko bataya hua, it is about universal banking services. This question is about universal banking services. Uske aage bhi aap dekhoge, Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and other yojanas, they were related to financial inclusion. Financial inclusion is a part of your syllabus in finance section. That is why this question was asked. तो इसको हम करंट भी बोल सकते हैं because financial inclusion इन्हीं सब steps के through government कर रही है. Obviously RBI is focusing on financial inclusion, but how is the government focusing through these schemes only? So that is why this question was asked in finance section and not ESI section. Based on the above passage, identify the scheme that has been launched. So आपको scheme identify करनी है. A very easy question. सिर्फ एक दो में difficulty थी. जन आरोग्य योजना and जन धन योजना. We all know very famous scheme for financial inclusion. brought out by the government of India? The correct answer here is B, प्रधानमंत्री जन धन योजना. Okay, जिसमें बेसिक सेविंग बैंक अकाउंट बनाते हैं एंड फर्दर और भी चीजें मिलती है, लाइफ इंश्योरेंस, ओवरड्राफ्ट, रुपे डेबिट कार्ड, ऑल दीज आर अवेलेबल. आई होप यू ऑल नो अबाउट द प्रधानमंत्री जन धन योजना. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. What is the life insurance limit under प्रधानमंत्री जीवन ज्योति बीमा योजना? लाइफ इंश्योरेंस का कवर कितना मिलता है by the government? A very easy question again. The correct answer here is 2 lakh. Okay, direct question है. If you have studied this scheme, you will be able to solve this question. अब इससे easy तो आपको कुछ नहीं दे सकते हैं, ये तो डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन है. These are the basic points or basic features of the scheme. Whenever you go through a scheme, तो उसमें आप basic features कब launch हुई है, what is the name, who are the beneficiaries, क्या क्या benefits मिलेंगे. So these are the 4-5 things that you understand about the scheme. उसके बाद आप डिटेल में जाते हो. तो ये तो बेसिक से क्वेश्चन पूछा हुआ है. There can be nothing easier than this about this scheme. The next question, what is the age limit under Pradhan Mantri Jeevan? Okay, so this was not Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, it was Suraksha Bima Yojana. Okay, no, this one was Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. Okay, Suraksha Bima Yojana का प्रीमियम था, right? So the age limit of Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana was 50 years. Okay, so the correct answer here is 50 years. We all know the Suraksha Bima Yojana का age limit अलग है and Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana का अलग है. 18 to 50 years is the answer. So the correct answer here will be 50 years. What is the maximum amount of pension that is received in APY, Atal Pension Yojana? Again, a financial inclusion scheme. That is why a question was asked in this. So the correct answer here will be 5,000. These schemes were taught to you by Manish sir in in his scheme session. Otherwise, also ये financial inclusion की schemes है, finance related scheme है, Ministry of Finance related schemes है. You have to understand these schemes and learn these schemes. There is no other alternative or option. What is the amount of premium that is paid in the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana? Again, a very easy question. ये premium जो भी pay करना होता है, age limit जो है and insurance cover कितना मिल रहा है. These 3 are the basic features of the scheme. A very easy question. बहुत अच्छे से आसानी से solve हो सकता था. It was increased I think 1 or 2 years ago. पहले 12 था, then 20 हो गया था. So the correct answer here will be 20 is the premium amount paid under the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana for accidental insurance. Let's come to question number 6 to 10. Again, 5 questions were asked based on a paragraph. Okay, so I hope पैटर्न आपको समझ आ गया. 5 क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ, 5 क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द सेकंड पैराग्राफ. सिमिलरली मैनेजमेंट में भी ऐसा था. दीज वर अबाउट 2 मार्कर्स एंड 1 मार्कर्स के इंडिपेंडेंट क्वेश्चन आए थे, नॉट बेस्ड ऑन एनी पैराग्राफ. ओके, लेट अस हैव अ लुक एट द पैराग्राफ फर्स्ट. दिस पैराग्राफ वाज अबाउट कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस इन बैंकिंग. a very important topic given in your syllabus directly. तो बहुत ही ज्यादा important topic है, syllabus में आपको given है. And this was about the RBI guidelines. RBI ने guidelines निकाली थी about corporate governance in banking. This was taught to you in your course if you have taken a course. आपका तो बहुत आसानी से ये 10 मार्क तो आपके ऐसे ही आ जाएंगे. Because एक ही पेज में this entire concept is explained. So if you have learned these guidelines thoroughly, आपका ये 10 marks बहुत आसानी से आ जाएंगे. So these 10 marks, were achievable because of that one, guideline only. The guidelines are applicable on private sector banks, including small finance bank, payment banks, wholly owned subsidiaries of the foreign banks, and foreign banks operating in India under branch mode. The chair of the board shall be a and dash. The chair of the board कौन है? Dash हमें नहीं पता. Audit committee of the board ACB. The ACB shall be constituted with only dash. ACB में कौन है? Audit committee में only. The question is asked only. The chair of the board shall not be a member of the ACB. The ACB shall meet with the quorum of 3 members. The nomination and the remuneration committee. Another committee, दूसरी committee की बात हो रही है. Nomination and the remuneration committee. The board shall constitute an NRC made up of only NEDs. The NRC shall meet with a quorum of 3 members. Quorum of 3 members. Then another committee, RMCB, Risk Management Committee of the board. The board shall constitute an RMCB, which is the Risk Management Committee of the board. With a majority of NEDs, at least half of the members attending the meeting in the RMCB shall be independent directors, of which at least one, सिर्फ एक, at least one shall be somebody who has professional expertise or experience or qualification in dash. तो 3 dash है and following other questions were asked from this paragraph. This is RBI's guidelines on corporate governance. Corporate governance in banking part of the syllabus से ये question आया हुआ है. Let us look at the question. who shall be the chair of the board. तो यहाँ पे सबसे पहले चेयर की बात करी है, the chair of the board shall be a dash. Who shall be the chair of the board? Again, questions बहुत ज़्यादा डायरेक्ट थे, questions में कुछ लैंग्वेज में घुमा हुआ नहीं था, very easy question. So you should know who shall be the chair of the board. Is it non-executive director, executive director, independent, promoter, small shareholder? The correct answer here is independent director. That is why यहाँ पे a and b used था, right? Should be an a and independent director. Okay. The next, what is the quorum of the meeting of the board of the chair? Okay, the chair का quorum क्या है? A very easy question again. The correct answer here is 1/3 members. कुछ लोगों ने 1/2 members भी कर दिया because they were confused, but the correct answer here is 1/3 of the members quorum की meeting के लिए. Quorum that is for the meeting of the board. Which of the following members are comprised in the nomination committee? यहाँ पे nomination committee की बात हुई है. Nomination committee. So who shall be the members? Yes. So the correct answer here will be non-executive director. Non-executive directors होंगे majority members in the nomination committee. Next question. With at least half of the members attending the meeting of the RMCB shall be independent directors, of which at least one member shall have professional expertise qualification in dash. This was also easy क्योंकि risk management की बात हो रही है. RMCB risk management committee. The correct answer here will be risk management. उनकी qualification और expertise risk management में होनी चाहिए. A few of the students were, confused with credit management and risk management. The answer here will be risk management. So you can see, काफी easy questions हैं. They are not difficult. Only if you know the concept, you will be able to solve these questions. Again, बहुत ही ज़्यादा easy question है. Which of the following is the guidelines of RBI talking about? किसके बारे में बात हो रही है? Is it outsourcing of IT services, corporate management, corporate governance, risk management? The correct answer here will be corporate governance. Corporate governance की बात हो रही है. Hello everybody. Hi Jay. Hello. Okay. Now with this we come to the end of questions related to finance. Okay. Let us now discuss other descriptive questions. Descriptive questions एक साथ आते हैं finance and management के. Out of 3 questions you have to do 2 in 15 markers. Again, out of 10 questions of 3 questions of 10 markers you have to do 2 questions, right? So these were the 3 questions of 15 marks. 3 questions of 15 marks. 600 to 620 words आपको लिखने थे. One more thing. Majorly क्या होता है? अभी तक क्या होता था? What used to happen was they used to give you the number of words that you have used. So a column is given to you. You have to write. A box is given to you. You have to type the answer in that box. ऐसे आपका एग्जाम होता है. You have to type the answer in the box. And नीचे word limit आती है. A word limit is given to you that you have used this number of words अभी तक. This time what they did was they wrote the maximum numbers that you can use. So 620 were the maximum and वो counting उल्टी चल रही थी. The counting was telling you how many words are left. And when you reach 620 words, you will not be able to type anymore. वो आपको 620 words से ज़्यादा खुद ही नहीं लिखने देंगे. This wouldn't, this did not used to happen before, but अब से ये start हो गया है. They give you the numbers, the word limit that you have used, okay, and how much is left. So जितना left है, that will be mentioned, okay, not the numbers of typed, right? The number of words you have typed are not given. Only the number of words that are left are given, and you will not be able to write more than 620 words in a 15 marker question. Similarly, in a 10 marker question, 420 words से आप ज़्यादा नहीं लिख सकते. Okay. So the 3 questions were: explain in detail RBI's retail direct scheme, including the scope, applicability, charges. So this was from the finance section. RBI की retail direct scheme के बारे में पूछा था. Couple of years ago, this was introduced by RBI कि आप directly RBI से government securities purchase कर सकते हैं for the retail users, okay, retail investors. The thing is, this question is very technical. Only if you know these guidelines, only if you know these directions, you will be able to solve this question. एक general question नहीं है, a technical question. You should have known what are the, what are the details. तो scope के बारे में पूछा है, applicability, charges, fees, etc. All this is asked to you. So only if you know the question, you should have attempted. Otherwise, आप छोड़ सकते थे, and you could have opted for the management questions, which were very easy. For those of you all who are going to appear for 2024, please have a look at the questions in descriptive that were asked. बहुत अच्छे questions पूछे थे descriptive में, not a lot of vague questions. पूरे आपके syllabus से questions थे. Yes, this one question was a little technical, but then again आपको पढ़ाया जाता है RBI 247 में. All the guidelines in detail are taught to you, right? So अगर कोई current की guideline होती तो आपको शायद आती होती. These guidelines were older guidelines, इस साल नहीं आए हैं. Okay, so this was a technical questions, but The management section was very easy. Now, explain the Big Five model of personality. This was a question in management, a very easy question. Big Five model directly syllabus में ही है. What are the other traits of personality affecting organization behavior? So in this question, you have to write about the Big Five model. सबसे पहले Big Five model के बारे में बताओ. And what are the other personality traits affecting the organization behavior? अगर आपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन OB के बारे में नहीं बताया है, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बिहेवियर के बारे में नहीं बताया है, तो शायद मार्क्स कट सकते हैं. हाउ आर दीज ट्रेट्स अफेक्टिंग OB, तो भी शायद मार्क्स कट सकते हैं. सो द 4-5 थिंग्स दैट यू शुड हैव मेंशन इन द एग्जाम, इन दिस आंसर वर, पहले तो बिग फाइव पर्सनालिटी मॉडल के बारे में बता दिया. व्हाट आर द अदर ट्रेट्स? How can a manager use these traits to identify the personality of the individual, of the employee, and how will these traits affect OB? So दो चीजें और आ गई. How can manager utilize these traits or identify these traits in the employee and go further, and OB पे क्या effect आएगा? So this was supposed to be how the answer should have been. ये 4 points तो आपको mention करने ही थे. Let us look at the next question. What was Henry Fayol's contribution to management? The first part. Second part was explain his 14 principles of management. अब जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको 14 principles याद हो, but maximum जितने भी याद हैं 10, 11, 12 आप जितने भी याद कर सकते हैं, you should have written it. So, what was Henry Fayol's contribution of management? आप इसमें क्लासिकल के बारे में लिख सकते हैं if you want to write. Otherwise, सीधा हेनरी फेयोल से स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं. Who is Henry Fayol? He is the father of management. उन्होंने क्या बात करी है? Talk about Henry Fayol in 1 line, 2 lines. Okay. Then you can talk about his contribution if you want, right? So, कैसी kind of theories उन्होंने दी थी? You can talk about that and then talk about his 14 principles. This was a very important portion of this entire question. 14 principles के बारे में आपको बात करनी है. How are these principles, going to affect management of the organization, right? So these 3 were the things that you had to mention in this question, and you cannot skip. Okay, so these were 15 marker question. Coming to 10 markers question, 10 marks, 400 to 420 words की limit थी. Again, the number of words left was given and not the number of words typed. Number of words left. Okay, and 420, as soon as you reach 420, you will not be able to type any further. आप लिख ही नहीं पाओगे, right? So there is no scope of exceeding the word limit. उसकी टेंशन मत लो. There was only, the difficult part was count करना कि आपने कितने words use करे हैं, and for that they had to, mention they had mentioned the number of words that are left. Okay, what is code of conduct? How is it implemented in the organization? Ethics में आपको पढ़ाया हुआ है ethical code of conduct. However, this question only mentioned code of conduct. This question did not mention ethical code of conduct. तो अगर आपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट भी बताया है, दैट इज ऑल्सो फाइन. एथिकल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट बताना जरूरी था बिकॉज दिस वाज इन द सिलेबस, राइट? सो एथिकल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट, व्हाट इज कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट, हाउ कैन यू इंप्लीमेंट द कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट, राइट? बाय कंप्लायंस ऑफिसर, ये आप लिख सकते थे कि कंप्लायंस ऑफिसर बनाना जरूरी है, या कंप्लायंस कमिटी, ओके, या जो नए एम्प्लॉइज आ रहे हैं, बाय ट्रेनिंग देम अबाउट द कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट, रेगुलर ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइड करी जाए, रेगुलर चेक लगाया जाए कि कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट इंप्लीमेंट हो रहा है या नहीं. सो दीज वर द 4-5 पॉइंट्स you should have written in the implementation part, and the first part is obviously what is code of conduct. A very easy question. अगर आपको इसमें 5 पॉइंट्स भी पता है and you were able to expand these 5 points easily, आपको 10 में से बहुत हाई मार्क्स मिल जाएंगे. Okay, so an easy question. Then the next question was describe ONDC. फाइनेंस का क्वेश्चन है. And how will it impact companies like Amazon, Flipkart, Walmart? This was taught to you. मैंने ही इसका एक क्वेश्चन आपको कराया हुआ है, मनीष सर ने भी इसका क्वेश्चन आपको कराया हुआ है about ONDC, Open Network Digital Commerce. A very easy question. This was an open centric platform पे बना है from a platform centric model. Okay, so open ended model है, open ended या open centric from a platform centric model. So there is a shift now, and the government has brought it. Pilot mode कहाँ पे हुआ था? You could have talked about this, and then in the second part talk about how is it going to impact all these big tech companies or big giants. What is the impact going, happening on these companies? So ये 10 marker question. The third question was what are pre-sanctioned credit lines at banks through the UPI? Again a difficult and a technical question. तो 2 question finance के हैं. This was a difficult question, I would say, because इसमें आपको you had to write about UPI. आप बिल्कुल financial inclusion के बारे में लिख सकते हैं, but this question is not only about financial inclusion. This question is asking how is this step of RBI going to help in financial inclusion. So question specific है. Question is not general about financial inclusion कि financial inclusion के बारे में बता दो. The question is about इस चीज से, this step of pre-sanctioning credit lines at banks through UPI, how is this going to affect in financial inclusion? तो इसमें आपको क्या लिखना है? Initially you could have written about UPI, then write about this step of RBI की statement of development policies में ये RBI लेके आया था. I think in the month of April this was brought out. So why has RBI brought out? What is the effect? It is going to make 3-4 points में ये लिख दो. What is the effect? Then you could have also written that 2-3 banks have already pilot launch इसका कर दिया है. This was also taught to you in the RBI 247 section कि 2-3 banks ने इसका pilot launch कर दिया है. This new scheme that the RBI has brought out कि अब आप UPI पे प्री सैंक्शन क्रेडिट ले सकते हो. जैसे ओवरड्राफ्ट आप चले जाते हो ना कभी कभी डेबिट पे, वैसे ही UPI पे दिस वुड हैव बीन डन. प्री सैंक्शन क्रेडिट लाइंस जो कि बैंक्स देंगे यूजर्स ऑफ UPI को. So this was again technical, आपको पता होना चाहिए कि क्या है. Not a vague answer. You cannot make up your answer. Only if you know this you could have written, and then how is it going to benefit or further the financial inclusion in India. So that was easy. Now, so this question was doable. This was very easy. This question was a little difficult. And 15 markers की बात करें तो 15 markers की बात करें, so this was a little difficult. Yes, this question was a little difficult. However, these two questions were very, very, very easy. ये तो सबसे basic question है. Henry Fayol's contribution to management सबसे easy question है, right? So if you my opinion is कि आप ये दोनों question जो है easy वाले आप वो कर लीजिए, other than going for technical. However, if you know each and every detail of the RBI retail direct scheme, then you could have gone for this also, right? So these were the questions asked in finance and descriptive. Now Parul ma'am is going to take over the session. Okay, management session. Thank you.
Hello. Hi, guys. Yeah, so I hope you are done with the analysis of how can I. Yeah. So just give me a sec. Let me quickly go to the slides of management. Then we will begin with without a further ado with the analysis of management questions as well. All right. As I always say in my class, there are certain chapters when it comes to the preparation of RBI are very important. If I start with motivation, followed by leadership, communication, and ethics and corporate governance. So if you are targeting RBI 2024 or 2025, it is imperative to study these chapters first. And this is the evidence. So अगर आपने questions देखे होंगे management के जो कल मनीष सर ने एक स्मॉल एनालिसिस किया था, अ ब्रीफ एनालिसिस ऑफ द सेम, तो आपने एक्सपीरियंस करे होंगे सेम क्वेश्चंस, राइट? So yes, we are going to witness the same questions in today's analysis only. So as Karnima ma'am mentioned, so there were 4 questions. There were 4 questions of 1 marker each in management section. And yes, according to me, the level of questions were pretty easy. However, it also depends on an individual performance as well. अगर आप अच्छे से पढ़ के गए होंगे तो आपको क्वेश्चंस इजी लगे होंगे. अगर आप ऊपर से पढ़ के गए होंगे देन यू वर थिंकिंग कि यार मैं शायद पढ़ लेता, क्वेश्चंस इजी थे. बट टेक्निकली अगर हम एक जनरल व्यू की बात करें, द क्वेश्चंस वर प्रीटी इजी. सो इफ आई मे स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन वाज फ्रॉम अगेन एन इम्पॉर्टेंट चैप्टर पर्सनालिटी, जो अभी मैम एक्सप्लेन कर रही थी. दैट वाज द direct question in your answer writing as well. And yes, this is the same question they asked in 1 marker question as well. And this is the same question you can see कि उन्होंने RBI ने दिया था. And what is the question? So what they did, they explained. So these are the traits of a personality. If I start from organized until achievement oriented. Now these people mention the traits and you have to guess what kind of personality the question is talking about. So the traits were organized, self-discipline and achievement. And yes, the answer is conscientiousness. Why is that so? Because these are the people who are self-disciplined, these are the people who are organized, and these are the people who believe in achievement. All right. Baki, emotional stability, it is related to emotions of a person. Extroversion, it involves how well a person is adaptable with other person, that is a sociable. Openness to experience, यहाँ हम traveling वगैरह इंक्लूड कर देते हैं. एंड लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट वी हैव अग्रेबलनेस, बट अगेन यहाँ पे आंसर जो था वो फर्स्ट था एंड नॉट द अदर ऑप्शन. Now the next one which we have is this one from again an important topic which we have emotional intelligence. And so what happened? There's a term which is very important, emotional dissonance. So what happens in it? We have conflict of thought, conflict of emotions. So I'm feeling something, but I'm expressing something else. For instance, I'm feeling nervous in taking the live analysis. But what I'm showing that yes, I am a confident girl. So this is nothing but emotional dissonance, and that was the question for the same. The question states a conflict between emotional requirement and real emotions is known as what? The B is the answer. Now the students might get confused between emotional dissonance and emotional conflict, but yes, please keep in mind the correct answer is dissonance and not the conflict. This was again an important question और इस syllabus से था, direct था. The important thing was सब कुछ syllabus से इन्होंने लिया था, कुछ ऐसा question management में नहीं था कि यार हमने तो पढ़ा नहीं है, पता नहीं कहाँ से आ गया है, right? Now let us talk about the next question which we have, and the question was from again ethics से. Descriptive में भी आपने question देखा जैसे मैम explain करके गई. We have another question, and this question was from same chapter only. So आपने, I hope there are certain theories of ethics which are very important, which was beautifully taken by Shubham sir when he taught you guys. So the question was from one of the theories only, and the question was which of the following theories holds the true ends or consequences of an action determine the act is good or bad. So these were the keywords कि क्या determine कर रहे हैं, ends determine कर रहा है कि जो हमने action लिया था वो सही है या गलत है. So based on the end I am determining, and the correct answer was E, that is teleological ethics theory. This theory states the same thing. So what pattern are we observing कि कुछ chapters जो syllabus में mention है उनको करके जाना है. Ethics, CG, motivation, leadership को कभी नहीं छोड़ना है. Very important when it comes to examination purpose. This was again a 1 marker question. Now we have another one, and the question is what kind of principles focuses on. So guys, we have two 1 marker question in from the chapter ethics. This was again from the chapter ethics only, and the question states what kind of principle focuses on the kind of value displaces of others. So these are the options, and yes, the answer was caring. Again ये हमने पढ़ा हुआ था, enrolled students को बहुत डिटेल में बहुत अच्छे से explain किया था when we had the class. All right, so these were the 4 questions. If you have any doubt, if you want to make any additions in these questions कि मैम ये question इस तरीके से था, ये options था, you are feel free to write in the comment section below. All right, now let us talk about the 2 marker question as Karnima ma'am explained already. So in the management section as well, we had 2 paragraphs, right? So one was from motivation and leadership, and we had 5 questions. And then if I talk about in the communication, there was again a paragraph, and the paragraph was from communication chapter, and we had 5 questions there. All right, solidarity was the option. The person is saying, all right, I'll keep in mind. You can also write in the comment section because live जो charts होते हैं वो चले जाते हैं once I end the stream. All right, okay, now I'll start with the next question, and which was again as I mentioned a 2 marker question. इसमें 5 questions थे. So as you can see, we had 2 paragraphs, and this is the as Karnima ma'am gave the examination, तो उन्हें पता था, तो हमने we picked the same paragraph only from there. I am reading the paragraph for you, and please bear with me. And the paragraph starts from, so first they're explaining what a motivation is. Paragraph से related questions नहीं थे. It was not a case study based question. There's a difference between a paragraph and a case study. Case study में आपको वहां से ढूंढ के questions लिखने होते हैं, no, but यहाँ पे आपको paragraph read करके there were general questions when it comes to motivation. I am reading the paragraph for you people. Motivation is a force that pushes people to work. So in till this they are explaining what you understand by motivation. All right, now motivation translates into a certain kind of human behavior. We all know why am I here, because I'm motivated to bring a change in the society. That is why I thought let's choose teaching as a passion, right? So this is the something in short. Again, तो यहाँ पर हमने क्या करा, they're explaining the basic definition of motivation. Now let us see the 3 questions which came in the examination, and you guys will be shocked because हमने mock test का भी level अच्छा रखा था just to make you guys prepare for the worst case scenario, but यहाँ पे जो questions थे, the questions were of very basic nature. I'm reading the first question for you, and the first question states, which of the following is the highest level need of Maslow hierarchy theory? And we all know we have 5 levels, starting from physiological, social needs, safety needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization needs. And yes, the answer was first, that is self-actualization needs and nothing else. All right. Someone is asking, ma'am, English paper में कितने ऐसे लिखने होते हैं? So Monica, for that, another live analysis will be coming where Manish sir or Anuj sir will be answering these questions. So if you have any specific doubt when it comes to finance and management, please ask me, because I'm not an expert when it comes to English essay writing. All right. Okay. Now let us talk about the second question. I hope this question was pretty easy और आप लोगों ने ये question सही किया होगा. All right. Now I'm reading the second question, and we have a beautiful theory, and the theory was given by Maclellan model of motivation. But here again, इस 2 mark question भी मैं expect नहीं करती कि ये आएगा. It was very simple. Here they simply asked how many elements are there. So we have 3 elements. I hope you know. We have achievement, need for achievement, need for power, and need for affiliation. And these guys were asking the same, and that is why the answer is C. That is, we have 3 needs, the needs which I just spoke to you. Now, let us talk about another question. Simple, very simple. We have done like 100 of times in our courses, the theory X and theory Y, and the question was from the same theory. So what they did, they mentioned the name of the author, all right. Then they explain in a gist what kind of theory they are talking about. So we all know theory X and theory Y, these are the assumptions which managers form for the subordinates or for the employees. Manager X feels that my employees do not like to work, they dislike work, they are lazy by nature. However, Manager Y thought, no, for my employees, or what I assume that employees work like they're playing, and and they do not dislike work, they actually like the work. So this theory was given by, or what kind of theory we are talking about this question, and the answer is theory X and theory Y. These were the question. All right. Mridul, what are you asking? I am not getting a question. Please rewrite the question, because कुछ comments आ जाते हैं वो पीछे चले जाते हैं. All right. I hope you know the answer of these, और आपने सही करे होंगे, I'm assuming, provided the level of questions were very easy. So as I said earlier, दोनों paragraph mix थे, motivation leadership का भी. Now I'm going to talk about the questions from leadership chapter. Okay. So if I start, so now here they are talking about leadership style. हमने 4 leadership style पढ़े हुए हैं, and I want you to write those names there. So they're starting from leadership styles only. So we have 3 leadership styles mainly. We have autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire. हमने paternalistic style भी add कर देते हैं, but author ने, this person has specifically mentioned about 3 leadership styles only, and the first question was from the same leadership style. If I show you the question, so this question states that the framework, that is the paragraph, talks about 3 behavioral theory of framework, and what are these? And now you had to choose one option. These are more or less the same option which we thought that yes, यही question, यही options exam में आए थे. And the question is authoritarian influencing power. Of course, it's not correct. And the next option was autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire. And yes, this is the correct answer. अगर आप leadership के notes open करेंगे, after explaining what is leadership, what are the characteristics of a good leader, I just explained this topic only, that is what are the different styles of leadership. The style simply means what kind of approach I follow when I deal with my subordinates. And yes, the correct answer is A, B, C, that is autocratic or authoritarian leadership, democratic or participative leadership, laissez-faire or free rein leadership. These are the alternative names or other names of the following theories. So I will explain, I will answer the question. Please let me finish the next question as well. Now the question was about contingency theory. We all know what is contingency theory. Contingency theory is nothing but a leader chooses his or her leadership style based on the situation. Whatever is the requirement of the situation, a leader mold his behavior according to that only. And the question was simply asking which of the following is or are the approaches of or the part of contingency theory. And the correct answer is A and B, that is Fiedler contingency theory, right? And then we have house path goal theory. So these were the answer. In addition to that, there was one more question from important and which is quite important, and the question was from types of power. And the question was from types of power. So we have 5 basic types of power, which include legitimate power, reward power, expert power. So उस पे भी क्वेश्चन आया था. Now you must be thinking, मैम RBI ने अपने सिलेबस में ये स्पेसिफिकली मेंशन तो किया नहीं है that we have to read the types of power as well, but I would say that it is indirectly related to an important topic, that is leadership. That is why if you are targeting 2024 RBI examination now, then today would be the ideal time to start with the preparation so that you can study everything in detail, and when it comes to examination आप सारे questions attempt कर सको. अब होता क्या है जनरली जब हम लास्ट में एग्जाम देने जाते हैं, we end up leaving some of the topics because of constraint of time, and if you start today only you will not face the same problem. All right, I hope you have done this question as well. Now I'm moving forward to another question, and this was a case study based question. यहाँ पे आपको क्वेश्चंस पैराग्राफ और केस स्टडी से ढूंढ के करने थे, बट बिफोर आई स्टार्ट विद इट देयर इज अ पर्सन आस्किंग अ क्वेश्चन. आई एम गोइंग टू आंसर द क्वेश्चन. ऑलराइट, सो सिट इज राइटिंग, ma'am, I have a question. If we write the answers properly, what marks one can expect in a 15-mark question? All right, is the marketing lenient or strict, and how much are the average marks people get in this paper? See, it depends upon people to people. If you have seen my answer writing video where I have given the tips and tricks of answer writing, I have explained that what an examiner looks in the answer. That first of all, there should be a proper structure of the answer. There should be a proper structure of the answer. And what does that mean? That in your answer, there should be a good introduction. In addition to that, a body to support your answer, and a conclusion. Sorry, this should conclusion. So in conclusion, you can write the summary of the points which you have mentioned here in the body or as a way forward. So first, आपके क्वेश्चन में ये होना चाहिए. Second, what an examiner looks for simple language. Simple language. See, you are not writing for editorials. आपको advanced vocabularies नहीं लिखनी है. You have to make the job of examiner very simple, very easy, and for that simple language is recommendable. Third, an important thing, and people generally don't do that, certain keywords are very important. अब होता क्या, जितने भी लोग चेक करने के लिए बैठे हुए हैं, they have studied from a specific book, and if they do not find keywords, for instance, the question comes to the examination and the question wants you to write what is a leadership. अब पूरा आपने लीडरशिप एक्सप्लेन कर दिया, बट आपने एक इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड लिखना भूल गए, दैट इज इन्फ्लुएंस. That is influence, and then of course you will not get the mark because you're not writing, you're skipping writing the keywords, right? Another important aspect said examples. Generally what happened, we do not write the examples. For instance, in our mock test 1, I gave a very simple question. There was a statement, and then I've written, in support of the statement, please explain in depth the different functions of management. As we all know, we generally follow 5 basic functions of management, starting from planning, that finishes at controlling only. Here, I have checked approx 150 answers, more than that, and out of those, only 15, approx 15 people have written the examples only. उनको ही मैंने approx 9 or 10 marks दिए हैं. So set the answer to a question. There are so many factors the examiner considers before he or she give you the answer. I hope I'm clear. All right. And these are some of the important things which you guys need to keep in mind if you want to score good in your दिस थिंग. बट अगेन एक और बच्चा क्या गलती क्या करता है कि डिस्क्रिप्टिव की तैयारी वो बहुत लास्ट में स्टार्ट करता है. सो माई रिकमेंडेशन वुड बी एज आर यू फिनिशिंग द चैप्टर्स, आपकी डिस्क्रिप्टिव की तैयारी, मेक योरसेल्फ कंफर्टेबल विद द कीबोर्ड, write fast, have a focused mind. These things are actually important. All right. In addition to आपको कितना आता है, ये सब चीजें भी बहुत ज्यादा important होती है. So yes, let's finish with the last case study question which we have. 5 questions are there, and after that you guys can go and prepare for maybe different examinations. So there was a case study based question. I'm reading that question for you, and the question starts: Aman is an employee who has changed many jobs. So there's a person Aman, एंड एग्जाम में भी अमन से ही मेंशन करके आया था, हमने खुद से नहीं लिखा है कि चलो अमन चूज कर लेते हैं. सो देयर वाज अ पर्सन अमन is an employee who has changed many jobs due to his poor vocabulary. So because of that, he's not very good with the vocabulary. He's not very good with taking calls, talking when it comes to talking to clients. That is why he keeps changing his jobs because of these two reasons which I just talked about. So barriers to effective communication can result in confusion which can lead to incorrect information. हमने पढ़ा है डिटेल में, we read about communication. We also talked about what are the different barriers of communication. Barriers of communication simply means these are because of some of the reasons the message which I want to convey, a receiver, a sender wants to convey to the receiver, वो कहीं ना कहीं distort हो जाता है, and these are nothing but the barrier. So यहाँ पर वो कह रहे हैं कि ठीक है, हमने barrier की भी बात करी है, be conveyed or miscommunication which can lead to loss of business, right? If I particular associate barriers to the corporate, वेरियस इश्यूज फेस बाय द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. आप ध्यान से मेंशन करना. अब इस क्वेश्चन में क्या ट्रिक थी, इन्होंने ऑप्शंस अलग से नहीं दे रखे थे, इन्होंने ऑप्शंस पैराग्राफ में दे रखे थे. तो यहाँ पर आपने देखा वेरियस इश्यूज, एंड व्हाट आर द इश्यूज? या स्ट्रक्चर, रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन प्रेजेंट इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. बेसिकली समटाइम जो एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का स्ट्रक्चर होता है, द स्ट्रक्चर ऑल्सो बिकम्स फॉल्टी. एंड द बी, लैक ऑफ ट्रस्ट ऑफ सुपीरियर on subordinate. It also happens, एक hierarchy होती है, and sometimes what happen, manager or managers do not support the subordinates. They have lack of trust on the capability of subordinates. And then we have, these are the issues which I'm talking about. ये जनरल issues है जो एक organization face करती है. Attention issue, sometimes I'm working and someone is coming and saying something else to me, तो मेरा attention divert हो जाती है, राइट? आपने भी एक्सपीरियंस किया होगा इन योर करंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन wherever you are working. And then lack of skills in the translator where he does not know both languages. If suppose मुझे ट्रांसलेटर की जॉब दी है पर मुझे दोनों लैंग्वेज अच्छे से नहीं आती, then it will also act as a barrier or an issue. And then we have some of the barriers which I will be explaining later. Now let us see the first question, and the first question was very simple. And the question was, which of the following is or are personal barrier? And what are the personal? It is related to an employee. Personal here, employee. अब आप सोचेंगे मैम ऑप्शंस का है, you have not given the option. Then I will tell you, I request you to read the case study again. And these are the barriers I'm talking about. तो यहाँ से आपको read करना था, from semantic barriers, then psychological barrier, organizational barriers and personal barrier. No, this is not the thing. Yeah, this is. तो यहाँ पर आपको देखना है from A to D. So यहाँ पर if I talk about structure, no, it does not come under the personal barrier because it is the part of organizational barrier. So A will not be the answer. So if I use the elimination method, I will eliminate A, I will eliminate C as well. Now I am left with B, D and E. Let us read the next part. Then we have B. Yeah, lack of trust of superior subordinate. Yes, it is related to personal barrier only because even a manager is a personal. So yes, B could be the answer. Okay, so I'm considering for now it is. Now the next one is lack of skills in the translator. It is also, is it or is it not? I'm asking from you. आप मुझे बताएंगे. And then we have attention issue. Now the correct answer is B, C, because attention and these two things are related to personal barriers only. Now let us take the next question, and this question is asking, आपने देखा कि अमन issues face कर रहा था, and because of the same reason Aman is keep switching the job. Why is that so? Because of poor vocabulary and because he does not communicate well and he is facing difficulty talking to clients on the phone. So what kind of barrier is this? And yes, we are talking about semantic barrier only. Last time भी RBI में communication barrier के ऊपर descriptive question आया था. So as Karnima ma'am already said, it is important before you start your preparation, it is important to make yourself familiar with the objective questions and the descriptive questions which have been asked in the syllabus or in the previous years. So ये करना बहुत ज़्यादा important है. Then there was again एक line थी उसमें this question and we are not so sure about this question. So we feel like कि इसमें addition हो सकती है, please do let me know. There was a statement about what kind of barrier is it and the answer was semantic barrier only. And again I'm saying I'm again doubtful about this question. If you feel like कि मैम यहाँ पर ये वाला हो सकता है, so हम changes कर देंगे before we finalize the questions. Then again it was an important question. नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन पे भी काफी सारे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं क्योंकि चैप्टर एक sometimes you feel like communication is all about verbally communicating. No, it also involves how am I moving my hands while I'm communicating, what are my facial expressions, what pose am I taking, right, what hand gestures, what postures I'm using. So our body language, a day-to-day conversation, 90% of our communication is non-verbal communication. So it is quite important when it comes, not when I'm saying in general sense, आपको पता होना चाहिए कि how are hand gestures and everything. So यहाँ पे पूछा गया था कि these are the options, कि इसमें से कौन सा है. So the first one was memos and documents. The another one was emails. No, it is does not come under the non-verbal communication because I give memo to someone. So there's a physical form of it. Emails, body language, gestures, posters, no. So the correct answer is body language and gestures. As I said earlier, body language में बहुत सारी चीजें involve हो जाती है. So if you keep the volume of your phone down and then I'm saying, then it is body language. So how am I using my body language? It is the part of non-verbal communication only. All right. Last but not the least, and yes, last question, I didn't find any, and unintentionally, just for the sake of completing the questions, I did not want to write. So that's why I should be authentic with my students. I didn't write the question. So अगर आपको लगता है कि मैम last question ये वाला था, and if you feel like मैम there are certain additions in the question, please do let me know. Feel free. Please do write in the comment section below. Overall, again, I'm repeating the same thing. The exam was easy. एंड मतलब फेस तो देखिए बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी हो गई थी. मतलब एक्सट्रीमली हैप्पी कि यस कुछ आउट ऑफ सिलेबस नहीं आया है एंड डुएबल था. एंड यू नो व्हाट, एक जो पर्सनालिटी में जो और पर्सनालिटी क्वेश्चन का जो सेकंड पार्ट है विच जस्ट कनिमा मैम एक्सप्लेन, दैट इज ऑल्सो वी हैव कवर्ड. और जो लास्ट हमने मॉक टेस्ट दिया था, आई गेव द सेम क्वेश्चन इन द मॉक टेस्ट एज वेल. सो अगर आप साथ में पढ़ेंगे टीचर्स के और वेदर डू सेल्फ स्टडी, मेक योर सेल्फ अवेयर अपने सराउंडिंग में क्या चल रहा है, कैसे कैसे क्वेश्चंस है. डू नॉट रिलाई ऑन वन सोर्स ओनली. सो बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जो ध्यान में रखनी है. एंड येस, आई विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट कि आप लोगों का फेस टू क्लियर हो जाए. एनी मोर क्वेश्चंस फॉर मी? सी मोनिका, आई कंप्लीटली अंडरस्टैंड. बहुत सारे कीवर्ड्स होते हैं, तो फिलहाल आप क्या कर सकते हैं, इफ यू रीडिंग समथिंग, कीप योर सोर्सेस लिमिटेड. कीप योर सोर्सेस लिमिटेड. फॉर इंस्टेंस एक बुक से पढ़ लिया एक टॉपिक, या ऊपर से देख लिया कि दूसरी बुक में क्या है, बिकॉज अदरवाइज आपको रिवीजन करने में बहुत ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगी. बट माई रिकमेंडेशन वुड बी, इफ यू आर टेकिंग एनी मॉक टेस्ट, वो आप अलग अलग लो ताकि आपको पता लगे कि हाँ यहाँ से ये हो गया, यहाँ से ये हो गया है. सो और मोनिका, कीवर्ड्स बुक्स में भी सेम रहते हैं, बिकॉज कहीं ना कहीं जो बुक्स के इंडियन ऑथर्स, स्पेसिफिकली इफ आई टॉक अबाउट इंडियन ऑथर्स, उन्होंने भी कंटेंट सेम जगह से ही पिक करके रखा होता है. जैसा एज आई टोल्ड यू ना, आप लीडरशिप में इन्फ्लुएंस आप किसी भी वर्ड से ढूंढ लीजिए, आपको सर्टेनली इन्फ्लुएंस मिलेगा. एंड इफ यू रीड ऑन गूगल एज वेल, आपको इन्फ्लुएंस मिलेगा. सो दीज आर द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ कीवर्ड्स. नाउ यू विल हैव टू फिगर आउट कि क्या क्या है, क्या क्या नहीं है. ऑल राइट. Yes, Jayant, all the questions are from the course only. सारे questions फाइनेंस के भी RBI 247 से हैं, जो गुलाब सा मैम ने पढ़ाया था, अनुज सर ने पढ़ाया था. मैनेजमेंट के क्वेश्चंस भी हमने मैक्सिमम को, एंड दैट इज आई एम हैप्पी, मैनेजमेंट के सारे क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट हैं और डायरेक्ट सिलेबस से हैं, डायरेक्ट कोर्स से हैं. सो इफ यू फील लाइक कि हाँ हमें पढ़ना है, अच्छे से पढ़ना है, सो फील फ्री टू टेक आवर कोर्स एंड विल बी एक्सट्रीमली हैप्पी टू टीच यू वेल. And any more doubts for me? Otherwise, I'll end the class. Any more doubt? Do you have? Guys, do you want me to answer any of the question? Please do let me know. I'm waiting for your answer. All right, so I assume that students do not have any doubt, and I take leave now. I wish you all the best for I'm saying management for RBI 2024 examination. And if you feel any assistance, if you have any suggestion, please feel free to write in the comment section below. We read all your comments, and yes, we'll get back to you soon. All right. Siddharth, the new batch tentative date is 16 August. एंड अगेन सर ने पूरा आपको डिटेल प्लान दिया है, उसके अकॉर्डिंग हम चलेंगे. फर्स्ट वी विल हैव क्लासेस ऑफ फाइनेंस एंड मैनेजमेंट. फाइनेंस विल बी टेकन बाय कर्णिमा मैम. आई विल बी टेकिंग द मैनेजमेंट सेक्शन फॉलोड बाय ईएसआई. उसका हमने थोड़ा लेट रखा है ताकि स्टूडेंट्स 2 सब्जेक्ट पे फोकस करें और धीरे धीरे हम एक 3rd सब्जेक्ट भी ऐड कर देंगे व्हेन इट कम्स टू फेज 2. ऑलराइट, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? यस जयंत, इमोशनल डिसिडेंस वाला भी क्वेश्चन था एंड वो मैंने कवर किया है 1 मार्कर में. इफ यू री वॉच द सेशन आपको वहां पे दिख जाएगा. ऑल राइट, सो आई एम एंडिंग द सेशन नाउ. अगेन थैंक यू सो मच एंड आई सी यू सुपर सून इन माय लाइव क्लासेस. बाय बाय.